What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the film room. Today we're going to be getting into and breaking down why I think we're finally starting to see this defense click and not just lay over and die when facing good offenses. We had a really solid defensive performance on Sunday against the Steelers that gave us a chance to win all the way throughout, and had it not been for a couple iffy calls, we probably would have won this game. Getting into it, the first point in what I think stood out to me more than anything else on the defensive side of the ball was that we were finally seeing penetration from our interior defensive line against the run game and even at points in their pass rush. This was a problem often throughout the season and usually why teams were able to just gash us up the middle and run up and down the field. It was why the Browns had 400 yards rushing, because we'd have guys like Dontari Poe, who I'm thankful is no longer on this team, just sit there, engage blocks, and just mostly just try to take up space and not really necessarily try to go through blocks or get around them. And this would often lead to him getting just pushed out and funneled out of the play and just spring holes wide open. This was not the case for the Steelers, a usually solid running team, when facing us on Sunday, though. We had the emergence, or I hope the emergence, of a star in Neville Gallimore. In making his second start only as a rookie, Gallimore recorded 3 run stops, which tied for 6th in the league among defenders in Week 9, and a run stop percentage of 18.8%, which ranked tied 5th among defenders in Week 9 as well. Getting into this play, we're going to have Gallimore come off here, and what the Steelers want to do in this little inside zone handoff with Benny Snell is they want to get Snell running off the butt of this right guard here and up through this seam. The right tackle is going to try to get up to the second level to get Jalen, and then Vance McDonald, the tight end, is going to get up here to try and take Xavier Woods out the play, and then you're going to have a pulling guard to try to seal off this edge with D-Law. But what Gallimore does, rather than just getting funneled down the line like we had seen with the likes of Dontari Poe and even Antoine Woods and Tyron Crawford, both who actually had very solid games as well this week, what we see is penetration and getting around the block instead of just engaging and getting funneled down and out of this play. I'm going to let it play out for you guys just to watch this one time. Take it off slow-mo. Gets to the backfield, makes the play. And what also Gallimore getting through allows, it doesn't give this guard time to get out here and seal this edge, because Snell has to cut it upfield much quicker than he'd like because of the penetration to try and get through that hole and pass Gallimore. So this guard, going back here, this guard does not have the time to get there and seal the edge on D-Law, which allows D-Law to get down the line of scrimmage and make a play along with Gallimore faster than he likely would have been able to if Gallimore were not there early on. Getting into this next play here, this is going to be a crucial 3rd and 1 on the Cowboys' 35-yard line, and if the Steelers convert, they are very likely going to get points out of this drive. What they're going to do here is just run a play. They're not trying to bust anything. They're just trying to pick up the yards for the first down. Not going to have a guard pull to help with the extra coverage on this side. They're just going to have square up with Gallimore, square up with Sean Lee. Ebron's going to hold the edge, and they're just going to hope their running back can get through and pick up the yardage, even if Xavier Woods is left unblocked to make the tackle. Steelers actually get lucky on this play, and it could have broken big because Xavier Woods is actually going to fly around the outside, and Ebron's going to be able to seal the edge on both of them. And had Gallimore not made a play, this could have been a big run for the Steelers. So going to let it play out for you guys real quick. And you'll see Gallimore get through, make the play for no gain, and force the 4th and 1. What I want you guys to watch, and I'm going to say it again, guys like Dontari Poe, you'll even kind of see. Antoine, I'm not going to rip on Antoine Woods too much, but Gallimore, instead of just engaging in the block and holding his ground, just kind of filling a gap, is going to swim move his way through, rip right there, then swim to get into the backfield and make this play. If he's not there, yes, it's likely that Sean Lee could have gotten there in time, but if he's not there, this allows this alley to open up and the running back is potentially able to squeeze his way through there for what could have been a big gain. Instead, because of the play and the aggressiveness of Neville Gallimore, we force a 4th and 1. So that last play led to 4th and 1, and this is going to be that ensuing 4th and 1 play. And the Steelers are going to try to kind of do the same thing here, just run a play that's going to hopefully get them enough yards to pick up the first down, because they're going to leave Sean Lee unblocked. They're just going to hope their running back can get through this hole right here and pick up enough yards before Sean Lee makes the play. So what they're going to do is have the right guard in the center, double team Antoine Woods here. Left guard just going to try to seal off Randy Gregory, and left tackle is going to try to seal off Leighton Vander Esch. And then lastly, and what I want you guys to watch, is the right tackle that's going to try to make this reach block on Neville Gallimore to try and stop him from penetrating and getting through to make a play on the runner. But guess what Gallimore does? He gets through, he penetrates, and he makes a play to stop this 4th and 1 and give the Cowboys the ball. I guess what I'm trying to say with all this is, when you have a guy that can get through and get to the backfield like Gallimore did in this game, and I'm hoping it stays, I don't know if this is going to be consistent play out of him. I'm really hoping that he's able to keep this play up, because when you have something like this, you can allow your D-line, your defensive ends to shoot down the line of scrimmage and make plays like Randy Gregory is able to do here. You don't have to have them sitting there holding the edge. You can allow your linebackers to shoot their gaps and fly through, because you already have a guy that's on top of the ball carrier before he even hits the line of scrimmage. And this is something the Cowboys have been missing for quite some time. And it's something we've been rather neglectful with, even so in the draft. We haven't really addressed the defensive tackle position. Of course, it was unfortunate that we lost Gerald McCoy before he was even able to see the field. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we went and signed a guy like Dontari Poe, who literally at this point in his career is just there to fill up space. When Dontari Poe was in, he was just getting funneled out of plays, and it didn't allow this run defense to function properly, and that was the stem of it all. And now you're seeing, when you have a guy like Neville Gallimore, like I said, I don't know if this is going to be consistent play, but at least in this game, you had a guy like Neville Gallimore going in and making plays in the backfield, and the defense was all able to come in around that, and we were finally able to effectively stop the run. Next point I wanted to hit on was, I felt like we were a lot better in communicating and passing off in our zone coverages. We did a lot of this cover 3 look with a 1 high safety throughout this game, and would often have another safety lag down, whether that be Darian Thompson. He would sometimes come down kind of as a linebacker, or even Xavier Woods coming down and being as like a corner of some sorts. So what we're going to have here, just kind of flat out here, deep third, deep third, deep third, flat out here, and then some middle roamers, and our linebackers just send 4. I feel like we're getting into this a lot more too, because with the return of Randy Gregory, I feel like we're a lot more comfortable just sending 4 rushers, because typically, and especially in this game, we would have a guy get at least pressure in the face of Roethlisberger whenever we sent 4 rushers. So this play here, I just want you to see the communication, pass it off, Jalen comes down, makes a good play. I felt like a lot of times throughout this season, we often got kind of burnt on these routes because we wouldn't have the communication that we needed to, and a lot of these mesh routes, we would get crossed up on and not be there to make the play. Let it run out one more time from this view so you guys can see it. Pass off, come down, make the play. This next play that we're going to get into is going to kind of hit on 2 things. One, I'm completely fine, I hope, for a majority, unless, of course, given certain situations, 3rd and longs, whatnot, that we just send 4 pass rushers now that we have Randy Gregory back. And so watch Randy Gregory on this play before I get into the coverage or anything. Just look at the get-off. And in the backfield, honestly, should have been picked here by Xavier Woods, ended up being dropped. But here we'll come to this view. Just the get off from Randy Gregory. Watch the snap to the release. And swims around him. That's just pure speed and athleticism. So yeah, when we got Randy and D-Law in there, D-Law would have gotten through as well. I'm fine just sending 4 pass rushers for pretty much the rest of this year. Most of the time, of course. Given certain situations, that won't be the case. But yeah, 4 pass rushers, completely fine with that. What I want to get into now is the coverage that we're in here. So we're actually going to have 3 safeties on the field in this play. Xavier Woods is going to be your roaming center fielder, and then we're going to have Darian Thompson and Steven Parker down here. And so what we're going to do here, we're going to have our best corner, Trayvon Diggs, just manned up. You trust him with that. If Claypool goes deep, we know he has the safety help over the top. And then if he goes kind of underneath, I'll show you guys what we do actually with that. So then we're just going to be manned up here with Steven Parker on the tight end, and then Darian Thompson on the running back, James Conner. And where it gets interesting is on this side. So Jalen Smith is actually going to be a roamer and I guess a receiver of sorts in picking up receivers that come across his face. And why we're doing this is because I think Mike Nolan's starting to realize, like, hey, we do not have the best man-to-man cover corners. I don't necessarily trust Jordan Lewis to run across the field with Juju. I don't trust guys like Anthony Brown maybe to run across the field. So what we're going to do instead is Anthony Brown's just going to have the responsibility of taking anything, either of these 2 receivers that comes out this way, and Jordan Lewis is going to have the responsibility of taking whichever receiver kind of goes inside and in towards that way. And what I want you to watch when this happens is we're not going to rely on Jordan Lewis to run all the way across the field with Juju Smith-Schuster. Instead, what Jordan Lewis is going to do is going to allow Jalen Smith to pass off, and then he can get this other crosser. Because typically, when you have one receiver going over the middle on a drag route like this, you're going to have another one coming across and getting a mesh. So we know when the Steelers are stacked like this, usually they're going to send one out here and then one across. So we don't need Jordan Lewis trying to keep up with Juju Smith-Schuster across the field. We should rather just let Jalen Smith catch up to him in stride and be able to run with him. And Jalen does actually a great job here of doing that, catching that, and then Jordan Lewis is able to come back across. Xavier Woods able to get over the top with the safety help and the pressure with the 4-man rush because of DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory gets there. This is what I want to see out of Mike Nolan's defense. I want to see us being able to pass off and help each other. We don't have the guys that are going to be able to stick in man and do this, but if we're passing off and we're doing stuff like this and allowing our guys like Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence to get home, then we will be fine defensively against the pass. Wanted to show you guys kind of a similar play here, except what happens when they try to attack the one-on-one man that we leave Trayvon Diggs out there on. I think regardless of the rookie mistakes, Trayvon Diggs has great upside and this coaching staff sees it. And I don't know if they just want to test him because this kind of feels like a tank year or what it is, but they continue to allow him to be on an island out here, and he keeps, at least especially so in the past 2 weeks, proving them right in doing so. And I think they're also going to always kind of have a safety hover over there to give him help over the top, which is what you will see on this play. But getting into the coverage, we're going to kind of have something similar as the last play. Going to have Jordan Lewis kind of take whatever comes inside and pass it off. Anthony Brown's going to kind of take whatever comes outside and bracket outside to in, with Xavier Woods, who is bracketing inside to out. And then just going to have safety help up here, and then your middle roamers over here. So they're still going to come out. I'll let it play full speed for you guys. Play action. Going to pass off Juju under their bracket over here. Throw the deep ball, and then they actually end up kind of breaking it up for each other. But you see the safety help that comes from it. I really like when we get in these looks. Just send 4. Try to let your pass rushers get home if they can. You'll see Randy bust through once again. And just pass off. Gonna have Juju come across here, gets passed off, take away the middle with the running back, and then bracket the tight end inside to out up here. Safety help over the top. Trayvon Diggs was there regardless. But yeah, I hope we continue to do this style of defense. Leave Trayvon Diggs in man, give him safety help, and then just pass off everything underneath, and then bracket the deep ball on the other side with Anthony Brown and whatever safety or corner is over there with him. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by as always, and of course staying until the end. I know this was one of my longer videos, but this was some stuff I was really excited to see out of us defensively and couldn't wait to get into the film room and break down for you guys. Of course, feel free to click that subscribe button. We're going to be doing a jersey giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, as well as liking and commenting on the video. Let me know what you guys think or some things you guys saw regarding the Dallas defense. Also, definitely check out our website, cowboysfilmroom.com, and feel free to give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter at Cowboys Film Room. Just talk about anything really Cowboys football related, news, highlights, live tweeting during the game, really just anything Cowboys football. I appreciate you guys stopping by again, and I will see you on the next video.